We're going to begin with week 2, the comprehension. Once again, look at my wonderful video skills. Look, I can make you what are these shadow puppets, right? I'm not doing very well at that, so you have to ignore that. And you have to be ready. Make sure that you are reading with us. This is our 3rd time reading it. Follow along. Read along with us. If you don't know the words, then you're trying to pick them up as you go. You're trying to match my speed and the way my voice changes, okay? Remember not to read things like Gwen's music, clutching her music folder. Your brain's going to fall asleep doing that. So you have to give it something exciting. And while you're reading, then you should be thinking about what you're reading, making a picture in your head. So read the title first and be ready to read along with me. Gwen's music. Clutching her music folder, Gwen hurried toward her piano teacher's house. She was nervous because she was going to play a new piece, a sonata she had picked out herself. If she played well, Miss King would let her perform it in the recital. Unfortunately, Gwen was no longer certain she liked the music. Turning the corner, she saw an elderly man step off the curb. A car was racing toward him. "Stop!" she yelled, leaping forward and pulling the man to safety. Music sheets fluttered from her dropped folder and scattered everywhere. Gwen stooped to gather them up. "How can I repay you?" the man asked. Gwen just shook her head shyly. "A good deed should always be rewarded," he declared. "Tell me your heart's desire." Gwen looked toward her instructor's house. "I wish I had a better piece to perform," she sighed wistfully. "But it's too late. Only Merlin the magician could change it now." The man picked up a sheet of music from the pavement. "Don't forget this one," he said as he handed it to her. "You have a kind heart, and that is the sweetest music of all." Gwen tucked the sheet into her folder. Then, remembering that Mrs. King had no patience for tardy students, she rushed down the street. Later, at the piano, Gwen looked at her music in dismay. It was the sheet the man had given her, and it was completely unfamiliar. Miss King signaled impatiently for Gwen to begin. Hesitantly at first, and then more confidently, Gwen's fingers moved over the keys. She played as if she had practiced the piece 100 times. "That was beautiful!" Miss King exclaimed. "It will be perfect in the recital." Gwen looked more closely at the handwritten sheet of music. "For a Kind Heart," the title said. Then her eyes widened as she read the name of the composer, Merlin. All right, turn to Thursday. All right, story elements. Elements are parts of something. So these are a few of them, but a part of a story could be also like, what's the title? What's the title of our story? Gwen's music. What's the genre? I hope you remembered that it's fiction, but it has things in it that cannot happen. So not only is it fiction, it is fantasy. Okay, then there's other parts of stories. So we're going to look at the ones they have here. The main character, that's going to be who the story is mostly about. Supporting character, that means they're in this story and they have a pretty important role, but the whole story is not about them. Setting could be when and where it took place. Sometimes it's just the when, like it took place in the 1800s or during the Civil War. Or it could just be the place, like it takes, maybe it takes place at school, something like that. Problem, what is the problem in the story? And solution, how does it get solved? So we're going to read each one. You're going to have to listen. You need to be a part of answering. You can pause as your teacher tells you to. And then make sure that you're answering them. I won't be writing on here. A street near a music teacher's house. Which element is that? It's where it took place, so it's the setting. She helps a magician and he rewards her with beautiful new music. Well, that's something that happens in the story, so it's either going to be the problem or the solution. Is this the problem? No, that's the solution. That's how our problem gets solved. Gwen. What is she? She's a character. Is it mostly about her? Yes, then she's the main character. Miss King. This one's actually an odd one. She's a character. She would be a supporting character because it's not mostly about her, but we actually, I guess we meet her at the end. Who seems to be another supporting character in there? Merlin, the magician, but also at the beginning he's just called what? The old man. All right. And then Gwen isn't confident that she chose the right music for her recital. This is something that happens in the story. Is it the problem or the solution? Well, this was our solution, so this is our problem. Good. Friday. Why is Gwen able to play the music she has never seen before? I want you to pause and I want you to talk about that for a minute and figure out why is it that she's able to do that. Find it in the story. The reason she's able to play it is because Merlin, the magician, changed it, right? So it was hesitantly at first that she played, and then more confidently, her fingers began to move over the keys. The magician had changed the music and made it that she was able to play. So we're going to keep talking about this, but I want you to do the first part of race. You may have done this last year, but it is how we answer questions. So it's that you're going to restate restate the question. So the question is, why is Gwen able to play music she has never seen before? Take off the why is. Gwen is able to play music she's never seen before because we're going to answer the question using evidence from the text. So you're going to write, Gwen is able to play music she has never seen before because, you can use Merlin here, but I'd use it right here. Merlin the magician changed it, right? He made her able to play it. I want you to put that into a complete sentence without copying mine because I didn't write it down. So, capital letter at the beginning. Gwen is able to play music she has never seen before because Merlin the magician changed the music and made her able to play it. You can write it in your own words. Otherwise, use those words. Put a period at the end. Put it away when you are finished. It goes in your black folder.